YouTube, we got Facebook.
Hey, Facebook. How are you doing?
Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. This is Dr.
We are live. I don't know if Facebook Live can hear me, but we're live at Portland Mini Maker Fair here in Portland, Oregon.
Portland at the OMSI. My name's Dr. Kiki, and this is...
And I'm Shardul Golwalkar from Intel.
And we're here hanging out, and I've been podcasting with people all day long, and Shardul has been in and out here. And tell me what you're doing here today at the Maker Fair.
Yeah, so today we're showing off some of the technologies that Intel has. My main job is to actually show off the Intel Edison platform that we're displaying here. So we're showing off our classic Edison project, the Intel dancing spider robots. So they dance to music. We've shown them off for, I think, 2 or 3 years now at different maker fairs, and it's been a great people pleaser. Kids love it, parents love it. It's just amazing.
So what is the Edison project exactly?
Yeah, so the Edison is one of our platforms that we have for our different microprocessors. So it's one of our Internet of Things projects that we've basically decided is our best and brightest thing that we've put out. So it has Wi-Fi, it has BLE, it's got, is my audio going off?
No, it's probably, is it going off?
It's like lopsided, maybe it's just that.
I think it's this over,
Okay.
it's the live feed over here.
Oh.
Here, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna interrupt it for a second.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go over here. This is live.
Okay. Technical difficulties. So for those of you not watching, this is how you know things are live, is because we're not actually cutting at all. We're just going while we're fixing on the fly. There we go. Audio is back.
See, so easy.
Yeah, that was awesome. Great fixing.
I'm a troubleshooter. I move quickly. Okay, back to the Edison platform.
So Edison has its own Wi-Fi, its own Bluetooth. It's got a Yocto-based Linux operating system on it, so you can actually do any types of robotics implementations that you want to, or you can do something super simple like Christmas lights.
Wow. Okay. And how easy is it for somebody to access the Edison platform?
Super easy. So they're available for retail. They're on the Intel retail store. They're on any major distributors. If you Google Intel Edison, the first thing will be an option to buy it. They're $50. You can also get them with an Arduino expansion board.
Cool.
That expansion board is $20. So you can get the whole package for $70 at any major retailer. And then you can just get started on your robotics projects or whatever you want to do. And hopefully we can see you guys maybe next year or at the next Maker Fair that we're going to have here.
Yeah, so, I've got a 5-year-old, and I've been thinking about, okay, I want to get him into, Arduinos and little basic like LED light programming and stuff. And so I've been looking at, Raspberry Pi boards and all, these different setups, and I was looking at some robotics kits, and they're like $300, $400, $500 to implement. And I just looked at it and I was like, what?
Yeah.
And so the cost to entry was really high, but $70, like what can you do with that?
$70 gets you a lot of stuff. So the way that I recommend kids start, especially when we're showing things off at maker fairs, there's a lot of kids that come by.
Yeah.
And a lot of parents have that same question of how can I get my kids started and how can they get interested in science and technology or just robotics in general, right? The thing that I'd recommend, and this is how I've kind of mentored some of the kids that I've talked to, is buy an Arduino. An Arduino is $30. Download the Arduino development environment. And I'm a strong proponent for that being the simplest way to learn how to program. I work at Intel, I don't work at Arduino.
Right.
So, it's an unbiased opinion. That said, marketing would definitely want me to say buy the Intel Edison and buy the Arduino 101
Right.
and the Curie module. But to get started with just regular programming, it's really just learning how to follow a recipe, how to follow different logic. So the Arduino is the best way to start. It's $30, and then you can just run simple sketches on it. So the second you see just an LED blinking on the Arduino, is that kind of moment of joy where you get feedback, right?
Yeah.
And you say, I actually did this. I wrote this code, and I see something on my hardware. From there, you can go as far as you want. So you can go as simple as just putting another LED on there. You can put a motor. Whatever you want to do, you can just start building things. The way that I started way back in the day was in high school. I did a robotics class. And then I joined the Underwater Robotics Club, and we didn't have the Edison at that time, but we used some other things where I just learned how motors worked, how electronics worked. And when I was very young, I had my father to rely on to kind of teach me how things worked around the house. So we took apart a computer, put it back together.
Nice.
We figured out, how does current flow work, how do capacitors and resistors work. So
the basics, the most important components.
Exactly. Yeah. They're all just building blocks, right? So once you learn a very simple concept, you just take that and apply it as many times as you want. And I'm a big proponent for fail fast, fail often, and learn all the time.
Yeah, so, learn from those failures, but keep trying.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the one thing, I graduated college a year ago, but I work in computer science, but I don't have a computer science degree. I'm trying to become a YouTuber, but I don't have a film school degree. So goes back and
I do YouTube and video production, no film degree.
Yeah,
I've been picking it up. I watch YouTube videos.
Getting out and doing it.
Yeah, no, it's getting out and doing it and learning from the mistakes and seeing how other people put things together and going, oh, that's a really great idea. I'm going to try that myself, or see what I can do that's similar with the equipment that I have.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of one of these maker fairs, or any of these maker fairs. I've been to Bay Area one, I've been to China, I've been to a bunch of different maker fairs. And that's the beauty of these things, is everything that you see here is things that people have made.
Yep.
And it's all customized. And it's all someone started with an idea and said, I want to build this for myself, and then show it off to other people. So some of the workshops here are great. Some of the people that you meet here are people that have been making for years and years. And it's funny when I was younger, I'd see my mentors and they've now become my friends.
Yeah.
Right. And it's kind of going full
Your
circle.
Peers.
Yeah. And it's weird when you're young and you're like, I don't really know how to build a prosthetic hand. I don't really know how to build a spider bot. But 2-3 years down the road, you're the one giving the talks to the rest of the kids, right?
Yeah.
And you kind of the tables are flipped, and it's kind of that pay it forward mentality, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's super cool being on the other end, and kind of inspiring the next generation of makers.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're out here, and I'm glad that Intel, as long as I've been working in science communications and the tech communications world, Intel has always been a very positive force for science and for helping the next generation. There's the Intel Science and Technology Fair, the international fair.
I think it's STEAM, right? Yeah, STEAM.
Yeah.
Science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And that's that whole acronym, that whole area is super important to us as Intel, and super important to me as a person.
Yeah.
Just because that's where the future is, right? And that's where people should start learning and contributing and making their own ideas become a reality.
Yeah, and I think the STEAM acronym is something for a long time. People have been focusing just STEM with there's the science, technology, engineering, and math. But adding the A for the arts, I think, is really one of the most brilliant steps forward, because where are we without the arts and our culture and our expression, using the bases, the science, technology, engineering, math, to express ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's where life really happens.
And I think arts is so broad that it can apply to any facet of those other 4 letters, right?
Yeah.
Arts is not just, painting a canvas or drawing a picture on a piece of paper. It's 3D printing, it's sculptures, it's figuring out how things are going to look. Like the MacBook that we're using for broadcasting right now is a piece of art.
Right.
The camera that's been beat up that I'm using for recording my YouTube channel stuff, that's been dropped and put in places that...
It's a very durable piece of art.
Yeah, it's a very durable piece of art. Just everything that you see around you is a piece of art. And I think it's super important, especially for young kids, to know that arts is not just what you see in school. It's all around you.
Yeah. Thanks for taking the time to talk with me.
Thanks for
having me.
Nice to meet you. It's been great. Thanks so much.
All right, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
We'll see you later. This is the Portland Maker Fair. Oh my gosh, it's almost 4:30. It's almost 5 o'clock, the end of Saturday. It's going to be happening tomorrow, Sunday, also with Paul Colligan, who's right over here. He's ready. He's waiting in the wings. There he is. He's going to be manning the booth tomorrow for most of the day. I'll be here a little bit, but